legend Jimmy Piersall, government surplus buyer Meyer Reisberg, and comedian Carol Leifer. Also, we drop more things from a tower and viewer mail. And now, the man who wishes to hell he knew what was wrong with these kids today, David Letterman.
Thank you. That's, boy, that's pleasant. I appreciate that. Welcome to the show. Now, this is the height. Oh, by the way, today's the first day of summer. That's right. Did you know? And Paul, what does that mean now?
Summer fun, Wildwood days. Right? Am I right?
These are all good answers, but no. That, of course, means today, be sure, I'm not kidding, set that clock back 1 hour. Right? Get it set back now, or you're going to miss a lot of important engagements tomorrow. Now, anyway...
You're bad, you're bad.
Bill, look, Bill's actually setting his
I know
back.
he is. Look at it.
It's a very nice watch. I appreciate the help you give us, Bill. Thank you very much. Now, for those of you from out of town, this was panic today on the New York subway system. Did you hear about it? Unbelievable. So it was a car, I guess, bound for Brooklyn. They had just left a stop, and the passengers started reporting that they were hearing a very strange, alien, kind of otherworldly noise. They said, we've never heard a noise like this ever in years and years of riding the subway. So right away they stopped the train and they evacuated the car, and authorities came in and they searched every inch of it and they checked it out completely. And after about 2 hours, they found out that what it was the sound of the air conditioning starting up. Well, I'm not finished. I have a feeling that what I'm about to now say will really change your mind about that joke. Authorities report that they believe, statistically, the chances of that ever happening is about 1 in 750 billion. Well, undaunted, I'm going to continue. We got a fine show for you tonight. This man is a baseball... Is he a baseball legend? Yeah, he is, Mr... Now, there's something wrong if you have to ask the audience if the guest is a legend. Let me ask you another question. Is he even here? Okay, good. Mr. Jimmy Piersall, the man played for, let me see if I know this, for the Red Sox, the old Washington Senators. I believe he played for the Cleveland Indians and for the Mets. Is that close? And again, I'm asking the folks here. Well, also tonight we have a man who makes his living, and a healthy living, buying and reselling government surplus items to us, the consumers. And his name is Meyer Reisberg. He is here tonight, and we have, I guess, an array of stuff to look at, right? All right, an array of surplus. Also, a very funny young lady, Carol Leifer, is with us, and I guess Bill told you tonight. Oh, this is why you tuned in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're going to be dropping stuff from a 5-story. My musical director for the last 6 centuries, Mr. Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. David, as you know, David, I was recently in Vegas, and I brought back an interesting sort of a conversational tool.
Conversational tool from Las Vegas.
Tool. Yeah, they call it the Vegas fist. Now, let me, don't jump at this. Let me just explain how it works.
All right.
The Vegas fist is where you say something like this. You say, David Letterman, let me tell you something. For all the breaks that you have given me in this industry, for all the doors that you have opened, for what you have done for me and my family, I'll get you. That's it, the Vegas fist.
That's the Vegas fist.
So, yeah.
And used effectively inside the state lines of Nevada.
It can be, but you don't want to carry it across state lines.
No, it doesn't.
I found that out.
Apparently doesn't travel
tonight.
too well, does it?
No, it doesn't travel well.
All right, we got a good show tonight. Tonight's, of course, the night we answer our viewer mail. By the way, we're all invited to Milwaukee.
Really?
We're all going to Milwaukee. Well, I don't know if we're going, but we've been invited.
How fabulous.
Now, see, that's the attitude. Milwaukee invited us there.
Yeah.
And now this New Orleans thing, which I'm still
Dave,
just sick about.
You can't mention
No, I know we can't mention it.
You're not supposed to mention New Orleans.
But see, I feel that the NBC television network is a family. And if the affiliate in New Orleans doesn't want us to mention the affiliate, I feel like we're feuding with a brother or a sister or a cousin by marriage or something.
I think it's true. And when your own brother doesn't want to carry your show, that I think is really,
Well, I'm sick about the whole thing. But but now Milwaukee, that's the proper attitude. They say, come on out to Milwaukee.
That's hospitable.
All right, let's get on to answering our viewer mail tonight, shall we? Letter number 1. This is something we do, by the way, every Thursday. And since tonight is not only Thursday, but the first day of summer, we'll be answering it an hour earlier. Letter number 1 begins, Dear Dave, when I broke an ashtray, I glued it back together with crazy glue. I thought it was dry when I put it down, but it wasn't. Now I have an ashtray permanently glued to a glass tabletop. It just won't budge. How do I remove the ashtray without breaking the glass? Please help me, Dave. I urgently await your reply. Sincerely, Mike Bales, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Well, Mike, in all honesty, I'm not very familiar with crazy glue. Paul, I know you were using it to fix your glasses earlier today. Do you have any hints for...
I would just say, use it sparingly.
Yeah. All right, good. That's good advice, Paul.
Yeah.
Now, that's comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely free, too.
That's right. It is. It's free.
Anything.
We don't charge you a cent for this fine entertainment. Okay, by the way, my cable was off for about a day.
Really?
Yeah, they just stopped. It just stopped. 68 channels of snow.
And I've got a strange thing attached to my ear, so there you go.
Dear Dave, take a close look at the cover of the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. Letter number 2 begins, Isn't that your announcer, Bill Wendell, standing behind Paul McCartney? Sincerely, Michael Garrett. Gee, you know, I never really paid any attention, but when we got the letter, we dug out the album, and, well, let's all find out together. Here, of course, is the cover. Take a look. If you can get close there, right behind Paul McCartney over... Yeah. I'll be darned. You know, it's funny. I never really noticed that. Thank you for calling that to our attention. Let's see. Letter number 3. Dear Dave, do you remember me? On July 6th, 1981, I sat in the next to last row, 5th seat to the left of center aisle. Now do you remember? It's the seat with the big glob of grape bubble gum on the underside, which I put there. Eric Costine, Ada, Ohio. Grape gum. Let's see. What did he say? It's the next to the last row, 5th seat to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. Sir? Yes, sir, you. Could you do me a favor, check under the seat there and see if there's grape bubble gum?
Under the seat.
Yeah, just take a look and see if there's...
Yep.
What?
I think it's lime.
It's lime. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Forgive the interruption. It's lime. It says here that it's grape. I'm sorry.
Wait. I think I've got the grape.
Oh, you've got the grape. Okay, well, good. Thank you very much. Well, apparently, Eric, we know just exactly where you were seated. Okay, no, I guess we're done with 3. Oh, 3 was a two-parter there. All right. Let's go on to letter number 4 now, ladies and gentlemen. Dear Dave, have you ever been bitten on your stupid pet tricks? And if you have, what happened? A great fan, Sean Abel. Well, you know, Sean, it's interesting. We've been doing the show ever since the late 50s, and it's only happened once. I'll tell you what, take a look now at this bit of file videotape, and I think you'll see just exactly what happened.
Well, that one was stupid. There's no getting around it. That was stupid. And the cigar was your idea, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. And how long did it take you to teach him that?
About a year and a half.
A year and a half.
That's
so
right.
obviously you have no job, no friends, no...
Okay. Well, that's our viewer mail. Once again, my thanks to everybody who takes the trouble to drop us a line week in and week out. We certainly appreciate your cooperation. Now, tonight we got a good show. Let's get on with it. We're going to go away for a few minutes, but don't be alarmed. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk with Jimmy Piersall. Thank you, folks. Fine band, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to introduce our first guest for the evening, and he's been here before. I believe this is his third visit. Not that there's any kind of gift in it for him, but he's been here 3 times. My first guest was one of the most colorful people ever to play the game of baseball, and coincidentally, he was a baseball player when he did it. His antics both on and off the field are legendary. He is currently the host of his own radio show on a fine station there in Chicago. You know, Chicago's a great city. Now, we ought to go to Chicago, you know?
My kind of town.
Yeah. Now, you've been to Chicago, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You know what they call Chicago, Paul?
The Windy City.
That's right.
Anyway.
They do. They call it the Windy City.
I wonder why that is.
Well, you know, I thought it was because of the wind blowing in off the lake, but that's not so. In fact, it's not even one of the top windy cities in North America. Toronto is more windy than...
It is much windier.
But they call it the Windy City, I was told, because of the furious nature of local politics in town.
The Windy City.
Yeah.
I heard it was because they wrote the song Windy there, the association where they're staying there at the Whitehall Hotel.
I'm gonna get you for all those wonderful things.
See that?
The Vegas Fist, ladies and
gentlemen. Comes in handy.
We really don't have time to bring anyone out now, so good night. Now, we ought to go to Chicago. I go there and have huge steaks and beers.
I love it there, and I own a club there.
Anyway, he does this show on a fine station, WIND. Is that where Wally Phillips used to work?
No.
Okay. He does his own show on WIND Talk Radio in Chicago. It's a pleasure to welcome back Jimmy Piersall. Jimmy, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for being here, sir. I appreciate your time. I know you're going to be broadcasting your show from New York tonight,
yes,
right?
I'm very excited about that. I'm excited New York was here because, you know, I used to hit very well at Yankee Stadium.
Did pretty well?
Yes, I did. But I was sent here on an errand by my producer. She's a lovely redheaded lady. And she loves Paul. Now, this is ridiculous, but she really loves Paul. So, because if you ever saw her, boy, whew. So now she wanted me to get his autograph, so he was very kind when I was outside, and he signed it. Now, you know, you can't even read it.
It says to Rena, Paul Schaefer.
See that?
You can't read it.
You can read it.
Jimmy, what did I just do? I just read it. Well, let me see. Now, this is what you don't need to read. What is... No, Jimmy Piersall, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7. This is a hot spot for you.
Oh, listen. I want to tell you, when the team loses...
The White Sox.
Either one. Cubs, anybody, the Bears, because we talk all sports. The fans are very negative.
Hockey? Talk hockey?
Oh, yeah, we talk hockey, talk anything. Hockey puck or anything, you know.
Hurling?
Hurling
ever come up?
Hurling. What is hurling? Oh, that's up in Toronto, is it?
No, that's curling.
Curling. Oh.
Curling is with the stones on the ice.
You blow at it, huh?
Yeah. Curling is an Irish sport. It's a combination of like a field hockey and soccer, I believe.
How did we get into this, David?
I don't know. You're the one who produced this little thing here.
Okay.
All right, now Jimmy.
No picture.
Well, no. So people know a little more about your career. Now, what was your lifetime average? What kind of a hitter were you?
274.
Yeah, pretty good.
Played
and
18 years.
Excellent defensive player.
997 lifetime fielding.
Yeah, a great outfielder. Now, tell us what you're doing here. You're also you were a colorful player, weren't you?
I don't really remember that, but I don't really remember that, but it's in a Cleveland uniform, and sometimes I would be a little disturbed when the score was 10-0, we're getting beat. If I get on base, I try to hide myself so they couldn't see me, but...
Okay, that was in Cleveland.
That's nothing very...
What was the Mets? That was the last team you played for, right?
No, the California Angels.
Oh, I see. Now, you played with the Casey Stengel, Casey, right?
I did play for Stengel, and, you know, playing for Casey Stengel was a thrill for me because I always dreamed about playing on the same club with Stengel. But by the time I got there, I was traded from Washington for Gil Hodges to the Mets, and he was coming over to be the manager. I was the first guy ever traded for a manager. Now, I get over there, and Casey's 75 years old, and he used to fall asleep in the 5th inning. And we were playing against the Dodgers, and Koufax is pitching, and he was throwing peas in the Polo Grounds.
But now, explain what you mean by throwing peas for people who might think that he was actually throwing peas.
It means the ball is very small because of the velocity.
Yeah. Tough to hit.
Tough to hit, just tough to. And we go into the 5th inning, we're down 10-0, and I'm sitting next to Snyder. He just joined the club, and Casey's on the end of the bench now, sound asleep. And Duke says, go get him. So I go down and into the runway, and ground crew is dragging the infield, you know how to smooth it off? And they're dragging it back and forth, and Snake goes, and all of a sudden I go, hey! Casey jumps up giving signs to the ground crew.
All right, now what is this here, Jimmy?
Oh, I was a little mentally disturbed. What happened, this is Jim Rivera, Jungle Jim they used to call him, and I had an 18-game hitting streak going for Cleveland. And the umpire threw me out of the ball game for saying a bad word at second base. So when I got, now my hitting streak is gone, so I go in the dugout and I throw out all the bats and everything I can get a hold of. Now I have to go through the other side to go up into the clubhouse through the dugout of the Chicago White Sox. Now, Rivera's handing me sand pails, he's handing me garbage and, orange peels. I'm throwing them out in the field.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing there.
That's what you're doing, yeah.
And then at the second game of the doubleheader, I catch a fly ball, and I get hit in the ear with an orange. And that can get you a little mad.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So I had a good arm in those days.
Was it a teammate?
It might have been. And what was happening now, Bill Veck invented that scoreboard where the fireworks would go
everything
off.
explodes when there's a home run.
Much different than today. In those days, it'd go off, and it'd go off for 10 minutes, and the debris would come down on your head, and I hated it because the smell was so bad. Well, when he hit me in the ear, I took the ball, I turned around, I hit the scoreboard as hard as I could hit it, and then
set it off.
Set it off, and that cost me $500.
All right. Okay. Now here, the last picture which we've seen before is you running the base paths backwards. All right. We'll talk about this and other stuff. We're going to do a commercial. We'll be back with Jimmy Piersall.
I want to tell you, David, that music is terrific.
No, they're terrific bands.
Yes, they are, boy. I want to tell you.
No, stop.
We had them in the sanitarium on the lift.
No. Now tell me about your radio show. You were doing color commentary for the White Sox, and what happened?
The last time I was here, I got fired when I went home.
Yeah, you got fired.
Because you were talking about those horny broads.
No, Jimmy, don't.
You got me in trouble with that stuff.
No.
Yes,
was that why you get fired?
No, I didn't get fired for that. I got fired because I told the truth.
You've told the truth.
Right, and I'm writing a new book, almost finished, called The Truth Hurts.
And this will entail all of your run-ins
troubles,
with...
run-ins with people in sports that, especially people that own ball clubs that don't tell the truth.
Okay, now let's take the announcers that replaced you. Or maybe you don't want to single them out specifically, but what about baseball announcers generally? How do you feel about them? You said you told the truth. Are other people not telling the truth?
Well, first of all, the average announcer is a homer. It means he's a shill. He does not see the things that he should see when he doesn't have to. By that I mean, if a player makes a bad play, if it's a home team, he doesn't pay too much attention. He tells a little bit, and that's it. But if the visiting team does bad, he will really rip them, okay? I feel that if a guy that knows the game, especially an ex-jock, he should tell what happens. And then the player gets mad, and he says, you're negative. You're not negative. He's negative because he's playing bad.
Now, did the players get on you because you were being an objective reporter?
Players never got on me. Yeah. Players generally know when they do wrong. They don't have to be told.
Yeah, but do they like hearing about it coming through the radio in the dugout?
Well, I don't think they're hearing it in the dugout. They used to hear it in the bullpen, but still in all, if they know they play bad, they never say. It's the owner and the manager that doesn't like it. Okay. The owners especially, because they figure that you're hurting the product.
Now, but this is part of the problem is most of these men or women, if women are doing play-by-play for baseball teams, are employed by the teams, right?
That's right. They used to be employed by the station, and this was hurting, I think, the good announcing, because if you listen to a ball game, and most announcers are good announcers, don't get me wrong. Sure. I'm saying that they do not tell all the things they should tell about the home team.
They lose their objectivity.
That's right, because they're very afraid of losing their job.
All right. Now, what was it? Give me an example of something, how you were objective that later led to you getting fired.
Okay, hitter up at the plate who's making about $900 grand. He hits a ball down to third base, and he doesn't run. and I say, hey, he's making about $900. He ought to at least earn his bread by running down the line.
It's an easy out. A slow grounder to third. Come on.
The fan doesn't pay $9 to see him walk down to first.
All right, so you get on the guy
I think every ball player plays for only 2 hours a day. If he can't hustle every time he's out there, he should be on. Somebody should get on him.
All right, but you know when you see a player who does hustle like that, people call him a hot dog.
No, not really. People that call a guy like that a hot dog certainly has more respect for him than the guy that loafs.
Yeah, okay. Now tell me about the show you're doing now. Now it's a call-in sports show.
Right. I open up every night and talk about each team in town and what they're doing, okay? And then the fan will call in and voice the opinion about what I had said or what they want to say.
Sure.
And then if I don't like what they say, I push the button and tell them to shut up.
Now, do you ever hear from your former employees or the former team or the manager or the coaches? Have they ever responded to the show you're doing now?
Yes. In fact, they called this morning to say they made a trade, that they'd like to have their new player on my show tonight, which he will be on my show at 6:15.
That's great, but did they ever voice any criticism?
They can't do that anymore. See, they got me fired from WMAQ radio because they announced the baseball games. So they didn't like what I was saying after the games every night, so they found a way to have NBC fire me. In fact, I'm suing NBC for $5 million.
Good for you, Jimmy. I tell you what. I want to get in on it. Put me in on that suit, Jimmy. Put me and Paul in there and somehow work out New Orleans. We'll take care of New Orleans.
Say that.
All right.
They'll give you the fare.
All right. Now listen quickly. Now who do you see now? Is it going to be Detroit all the way in the?
I say Detroit is going to win.
That's a pretty amazing team. Isn't
the White Sox are going to win it in the West.
How about those Yankees though?
Yeah, the Yankees. Well, I think the Yankees ought to disband.
No, they can't They got to play out the season.
Because to play with that ball club, you got to be mentally disturbed.
Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy Piersall, ladies and gentlemen, from Chicago. Nice to see you again, Jimmy.
Thank you very
much for being here. We got to pause for station identification. We'll be back to drop things off the building. Yes, sir. Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job, Paul. Monday on this program, Martin Mull will be here, also a man who's written a couple of very entertaining books. This one is called The Choking Doberman. His name is Jan Harold Brunvand. He will be here, and and later tonight, Carol Leifer will be here, and Meyer Ricework. And Paul, when we go to Milwaukee, I'm going to buy you the thickest steak in town. That's right.
Boy, am I looking forward to that.
You bet you are. And bring the other gentleman in the band.
Oh, thank you, sir. Isn't that nice of you? Thank you very much.
What a wimpy sound that was. That's not your normal.
Well, that's one of my characters.
Oh, well, let's hear it again.
That's the way. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
And what does the character
one of my many characters,
does it have a name, that character?
Yeah.
What is the name of that?
Wimpy.
Well, this is getting nowhere fast. Excuse me. Here at Late Night, as you know by now, we are dedicated to expanding the frontiers of human knowledge. That's why last week we returned to the 5-story tower to drop more stuff off it. Here, in service to the needs of mankind, are the results of our experiments. According to a recent Gallup poll, the 3 things that Americans seem to want most are clean air, financial security, and world peace. Well, obviously there's nothing we can do about those things for you, but tonight I believe we can bring you the next best thing. That's right. We're going to drop stuff off a 5-story tower.
How about something really fancy?
Well, I hope this is fancy enough for you. The finest crystal money can buy.
Today's my birthday. How about a birthday cake?
Okay, sure. Happy birthday and congratulations.
I would like to see you drop another chandelier.
Another chandelier? No, we only had one chandelier. How about a sack of marbles? All right.
Can you recreate a scene from The Fall Guy?
Oh, sure, we can recreate that for you. An action scene from the hit TV show The Fall Guy, starring Lee Majors.
like to see a bag of flour.
Remember when you were a kid, the expression, hit the cement like a bag of flour? Well, let's find out.
I want to see a Mexican piñata and fill it with baked beans.
Gee, I wish somebody was supervising these requests.
Someone's life savings.
All right, well, it seems a little, okay, what the heck? Someone's life savings.
Show me something I can tell my grandchildren about years from now.
You know, I think that's an important consideration for all of us. And believe me, ma'am, you've come to the right place.
We'll be right back with the Meyer Rice Word. Guest is the owner of a fascinating store in Galveston, Texas, and he buys and sells government surplus goods from all over the world. Please welcome Meyer Riceberg. Meyer. Hi, Meyer. How are you? Come on over here and sit down. Nice to see you, sir. Why don't you explain this for us a little bit? You buy government goods from this government, from all governments?
We do governments all over the world, David. We travel the world, find goodies galore, bring them back, and drop them on the public.
Is this like the sort of stuff you see in Army, Navy surplus stores? Is it that kind of thing?
No, we think ours is more unique than that. Colonel Booby's is a legend in itself. We only deal in government surplus, only government surplus, any government. If our merchandise is Korean, it's from the Korean government.
I see. So you buy anything that's for sale?
Anything. If it's something I've never had before, the world is yours.
Now, what if you go in and you buy something that you don't know what it is, and then have you ever been stuck with something like that?
No, we've never been stuck, Dave. We've been fortunate enough that the traffic is so great that comes through our store that we've been able to dispose of everything.
Just regardless of what it is?
In spite of what it is.
In spite of what it is. Give us some examples of odd things that you weren't sure what they were when you bought them and were able to move. Well, you have some.
I have some with me here. I'd like to show you. This particular item, we call this an Aggie exerciser. This was a cinch girth for horses, pack horses in the Spanish-American War. We looked at them and figured there's nothing we could do with. There's that many pack horses around. But the Aggies are not very smart in Texas, and they use these as exercise. They stand there with this for about 3 hours. They don't lose any weight. They don't get much exercise, but then again, they don't get tired.
Now, let me go back a couple of seconds. You said this is actually issued for the Spanish-American War?
Yes, these were issued in 1898, 1899.
Now, this thing looks brand new.
Well, it's never been used. There weren't that many horses that time.
Now, are you telling me the truth? This is actually that old?
Yeah, this is for real.
All right, and then what would one of these go for?
Oh, these are expensive. These are $3.95.
And is anybody buying them?
Aggies.
No.
Yes.
See, in Texas, those are fighting words. Somebody bust in here and punch you for saying that, wouldn't they?
No, not really.
Okay, all right. So,
Aggies don't fight.
But this is an example of something they'd find in your store. All right, okay. Let's move on. What else we got?
All right, now, here's an item. This doesn't happen very often, but this is an item we had no idea, and we still really don't know what it is. But we bought 750 of them at the auction because we knew there was a market for this. We looked at this and knew that the sommelier, the wine steward, has a little cup on a chain. This, we figured we have cornered the professional nutcracker market.
Yeah.
And we have done well. They've come in. We have 750. I think we have 760 at last count. They snuck in a few females there, and I think they multiplied.
Now,
but we do hope to sell them.
You have no idea what these are?
Have no idea, but I liked it.
And what are you selling this for?
That one goes for $9.95. That cost the government $68.
$68 for one of these?
$68 the government paid for this.
Now, when you bought it, didn't the government say, oh, here you go, Meyer, these are the Henderson flanges?
Brass item.
Brass item?
Brass item, $750.
Do you have any idea what branch of the government used this?
It was used by the Navy.
It was used by the Navy. But, yeah, I don't...
I have an idea about this. I think that there was an admiral in the Navy who really had a thing for fresh walnuts and pecans.
But
and I
see,
think
that, that's not true, because there's nothing in there to hold your nuts. That wouldn't be... Ladies and gentlemen, I can't take responsibility for that. When you're a professional comedian, these jokes form automatically in your head. I can't be held accountable for that. Excuse me if my family is watching, which is hardly likely. All right. Okay, but again...
Well, all I can say is you don't know the nuts in Texas.
All right, again, we don't know what that is, but you're moving them up.
They're moving.
Okay, Meyer.
These are World War II French Army drawers. Now, don't laugh because they're pleated. My wife and I saw the movie Chariots of Fire. And these were the shorts that the guys ran on the beach with. And when the bid came up for sale in Europe, we saw these and bought them, and there were thousands of these, and these have been one of the hottest numbers. Now, we haven't killed the fly, we haven't closed the back, but the women buy them like crazy.
Yeah, but originally these were undergarments.
Men's undergarments.
Yeah, and it's made of really high quality cotton.
And the women love them.
And from issued for the Second World War.
Right.
And again, pretty much like new.
Right.
What is this item going for?
$4.
Drop it down.
$2.
All right. $2, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Now you're going to move more. $2.
Well, we sell them at $4.
No, it's too late. You said
okay.
$2.
We'll go for it.
All right, $2.
The first pair sell.
Okay.
This is a Belgian Navy midi jumper. Now, these are all cotton, and the reason I brought this to show you is the fact that this same garment was copied by a New York designer and is sold by the stores here on Fifth Avenue, and the designer's name is Ralph, but I can't mention his name. He gets $95 for this. We get $19.95.
Let me see that. This is a nice item also. This is purchased, men or women would wear this?
Right. This is unisex, unisize.
And it's the where did you say it's from?
Belgium.
The Belgium Navy?
Belgium Navy.
Is that a big group, the Belgian Navy?
Big Navy. They have 14, 15 sailors.
Now again, you know, but it's unbelievable. This is almost like a canvas. It's so heavy.
Yeah,
this would
it's
last
heavy drill cloth.
Yeah.
Well, it's lasted for about 12 years, or made about 12 to 15 years ago.
All right.
And they're still here.
All right. That's very nice. Very impressive, Meyer. What else?
This is an item. These are canvas shoe tops.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a story that goes with these. When the Vietnam War ended, the manufacturer of these canvas shoes lost his contract. So there are approximately 60,000 pairs of just the tops. And I saw these things, and I said, gee, this is a great thing. My wife thought I was crazy, but we bought these things. Galveston is a tourist town, and all of the restaurants and shops there have a sign that says, no shirts, no shoes, no service. We sell these as Colonel Booby earth pads. They put these on their feet. They put them on their feet. They go into the shops. And for $1, you have a pair of shoes that you can't wear out the soles.
I don't know that this is the right size, but I'm going to try it on. Let me, I better unlace it.
Unlace it, yeah.
And you just do this to it?
Just do this and walk around.
And this is okay in Galveston,
In Galveston, that's permissible.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's you.
Yeah. And what are these going for?
Those are $1 a pair.
$1 a pair, and people then
with laces.
Can then go into their own restaurant?
They go into their no problem.
Okay. What else we got, Meyer? It's kind of like a foot dickie, isn't it?
And your relatives are still not going to listen.
All right, we have time for one more item, Meyer, and then we're history. We're out of here.
Okay. This is a plug.
A plug?
A plug for a World War II cannon. We sell these as water bowls for dogs, cereal bowls for kids.
Oh, yeah, the kids.
Well, we're also working on...
love eating cereal out of a cannon plug. That's...
It works. We're also working on a contract with a foreign government.
Yeah.
There's a chance that we can sell these as riot helmets to Chinese coolies.
Oh,
so we're trying.
Meyer, you're one of a kind.
We try.
It was nice meeting you. Mr.
Nice
Meyer
meeting you.
Ricework, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Carol Leifer. Stay right there, Meyer. Our next guest is an extremely funny woman. She will be working this Tuesday night at the Bitter End in Greenwich Village here in New York City. Please welcome back to our show. We're always happy to have her, comedian Carol Leifer.
Thanks, Paul. That was great. Every performer should go on with Van Halen, I think. Thank you. That was great. So, boy, New York, what a city, huh? Yeah, it sure is. Where else can you go to a fancy restaurant and hear the guy next to you say to his date, "You put your hand near my plate one more time, I am going to stab you with my fork." It's good to be here. This kills me. You ever go out to eat with a bunch of friends? There's always that one person that doesn't order anything. They just go, "Oh, no, really, I'm not hungry." No, you guys get whatever you want. Yeah, then when your food comes, they look at you with that UNICEF poster face. So, here we are, first day of summer, huh? What a time. Boy, this time of year when I was a kid, we always used to go away, get in the car, go to places real fun, like Amish country. Boy, those Amish people, when do they stop partying? We were the worst kids in the back seat, you know, always fighting, screaming, our heads out the window and stuff. My father would always turn around and say the same thing. "If you kids don't cut it out, I'm going to pull over to the side of the highway. I'll let you out." I'd always say to my brother, "Gee, Daddy has some temper." He'd go, "Don't worry. He's only bluffing. He'll be back." It was a car. Thank you. So, what else is new? I've been thinking about having a kid because I'm late. Thank you very much. I think whether you want to get pregnant or not, I think it's just the not knowing that kills you, you know? Because when I'm one day late, no problem. One day late, I'm like, what, menstrual cycle? Should be moseying on in here any minute now. Yeah, I was once 5 days late. Completely different story. Then I started a little worried. Paranoid even. Went into a deli that day, ordered a sandwich. The guy said, "You want a pickle with that?" Why? Do I look like I need a pickle? I'd like to have kids one day, though. Yeah, you know. I want to be called Mommy by someone other than Spanish guys in the street. Yo, Mommy. But, got cable, functioning very well. And, I got this thing, ESPN. You ever see this? 24 hours a day of sports. I'm sorry, there's a lot of time to fill. Come on, they got events on like Jax. She's on 5 C's now, 5 C's. This could be a personal best for her. So many exercise shows, too, like Showtime has a show called Aerobicize. You ever see this? Yeah. Debbie does squat thrusts. Yeah, I had Jane Fonda's videotape for a while, but it didn't work out. I bought this thing. I thought I would do it in the morning. Yeah, if I had a chance. Are you ready to do the workout? No, Jane, I'm not. I'll have some jelly donuts and think about it. Jane Fonda actually gives you advice on her videotape like, "Now don't forget to breathe." Thanks for reminding me. I plumb near forgot. I couldn't keep up with her either. She's like Gumby in this thing. Okay, lie on your back. Throw your legs over your head. Now run in place. What kills me about this stuff, in the old days, pioneer women didn't have to work out. You know what I mean? Women back then weren't like, you know, Marge, hoeing. Great for the upper arm. Really. You know, the other day I was plowing, right? And the oxen broke free. Dragged me through the mud on my face. But I'll tell you, the next day my skin had such a glow. Yeah, it's pretty tough trying to be a woman of the 80s. I'm so tired of that expression. I hear it one more time, woman of the 80s. Hi, I'm the woman of the 80s. You know, I just had a baby an hour ago, and I'm back to work already. And you know, while I was delivering, I took a seminar in tax shelter options. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Very funny. Nice to see you again. Thank you for being back
You
here.
look so cute.
Well.
No, during the summer, they get blonde, your eyebrows.
Well, I put a little something on them.
Sunbrow, I think.
Now, are you really thinking about having a... Are you really thinking about having a child?
No, I was really thinking about it. And then, like, I was thinking, if I got pregnant now, like, I couldn't get drunk and go on Space Mountain at Disneyland.
No, you can't do that. That stuff is over.
Yeah.
You're done then, and then you have to start thinking about names and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, names. Well, if I had a kid, well, a few names I know are out. You know, like Lady Bird.
Yeah.
That's out.
Yeah.
Durwood.
Durwood?
Yeah. Having a kid, I don't know.
Rudy. I wouldn't name a kid Rudy. No.
No, Rudy is definitely out. Yule.
Yule
is out.
Can you do something for me as a favor?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Bloomingdale's lady, just a little bit.
Oh, the Bloomingdale's lady? All right, you forced me to. Women in Bloomingdale sort of talk like this with their mouths down to their knees. Very wonderful. They're like, Betty. Oh, Betty. See this blouse? Comes in bone, too.
We'll be right back. Carol Leifer. Okay, we're done. My thanks to Jimmy Piersall and Myra Riceberg. Carol Leifer will be at Rascals in West Orange this weekend, and the Punchline in Savannah, Georgia, sometime this summer. Paul and I are going to Milwaukee, then New Orleans. We're going to straighten something out down there. Good night.